Hey everybody, it's Sensei James and we're here with the Semester 3 material. This will be September through December of 2014. So we have some throws, pins, and mat work, and also a little bit of new vocabulary and general knowledge for the kids to be working on. Now, a couple of these throws, some of our kids that have been with us for a few semesters, they might recognize them because we have worked on them before. This semester, this time of the year, we do have a couple of tournaments coming up. So we tend to work on more of our tournament-focused material or competition-focused material. So these are throws that we've identified over the years as being very, very successful in judo tournaments. So, throwing techniques for this semester, we have Seoi Otoshi, the drop knee shoulder throw, Morote Gari, the double leg takedown, and we also have Uchimata, the inner thigh reap. Our pins for this semester, we're going to have 4 pins. Most of these will be repeats. The kids that have been here more than a couple of semesters, they will know these. But again, we're trying to work on techniques that they really need to be successful if they do want to do any judo competitions this season. We've got Kazure Keisagatami, the modified scarf hold. We have Kami Shiho Gatami, that's the upper 4-corner hold. Mune Gatami, the chest hold. And Tate Shiho Gatami, the top locking 4-corner hold. Now behind each of those, you will see that we've listed out a couple of possible escapes. With the kids, we are pretty flexible. We will teach them these escapes, and if they don't work for them and there's another escape they need to do because of their size or body type or strength level, then that'll be just fine. So these escapes are just sort of guides or recommendations. Our mat work for this semester, we have a real cool turnover we call the gut buster. We also have a stacks guard pass and a belt grab and flip guard pass. Those are 2 fun techniques. I think the kids are going to really enjoy them. Vocabulary and general knowledge. We have tomoe, which means circle, nage, which means throw, ko, which means small, shiai, which means tournament, and randori, which is a practice match. We have a couple of questions. The first one, what are the 3 types of ground techniques? So it's 3 different things that we can do on the ground in judo. We can pin, we can choke, or we can joint lock. Now obviously with the young kids, we're not teaching them choking or joint locking, but once they're in the teen and adult class or teen adult age groups, they are able to do chokes and joint locks. And then we also want them to be able to count to 10 in Japanese. And that's ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, and ju. It's real important, don't forget that your juniors also need to be studying the vocabulary and general knowledge that they tested on for their yellow stripe. So it'll be this material and also questions and terms that they had to know for their yellow stripe. So be sure they're going back and working on those techniques.
Hey guys, Sensei James here along with Sensei John, and we're going to demonstrate your techniques for semester 3 of 2014. These are the months September through December. So we're going to start off with your throwing techniques. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the vocabulary section, a couple of these techniques might be repeats if your junior has been with us for a while, but this is a competition or tournament semester. There are going to be a couple of tournaments the kids have the option of attending if they would like to. So some of these throws are the ones we've identified as being very successful for tournament use. So we're going to bring them back, let the kids work on them some more, and really try to get good at them so they can be successful if they do decide to attend a tournament. Our first technique is Seoi Otoshi. This is the drop knee shoulder throw. So, from our standard judo grip, my right arm and right leg will move together. Right arm underneath his armpit. It's important that the kids don't put their partner's arm on top of their shoulder. This is not a real safe way to do this throw. Instead, we want our arm underneath, and we think about clamping or even grabbing our partner's arm. Next, my left foot steps back. I've got very, very close body contact. There shouldn't be any space between our bodies. If you can see daylight, we're too far apart. So I want to be very, very close. My feet are also going to be close together, no more than shoulder width apart. Next, I'm going to drop to both knees, pull forward, and then turn sharply and look to my left to complete the throw like this. So that's Seoi Otoshi, the drop knee shoulder throw. Second technique is Morote Gari, the double leg takedown. Now we're going to have the kids do this in 2 different ways. The first way will be from here, when we haven't quite obtained a grip. and our opponent, our partner, reaches for us, and we're going to deflect their hands up, shoot in real deep with our right foot, put our shoulder on their belt knot or in their belly. Our head should be here in their ribs, and we're looking up as we grab behind the knees, lift them up, and throw them back here and here. The other way we may have the kids practice is if our opponent has obtained a judo grip, we might drop our hands, circle to the outside, and then real sharply shoot their hands away from us so we can follow in for the grip and the lift and the throw. So that's Morote Gari, the double leg takedown. Our last technique is Uchimata, the inner thigh reap. It's a very, very successful competition throw. So, my right hand, the thumb, is going to take what we call a rear collar grip. So it's a high grip, allowing me to control my opponent's head. Left hand has the sleeve grip, as it always does. My right foot moves to the center. Left foot, I step around. So now, my opponent or my partner and I should be facing the same direction here. But this rear collar grip allows me to push his head down as I raise up my right leg above his knee and lift his leg out from under him as I complete the throw. So we'll see that just a little bit faster with a hopping action to help me maintain my balance. So here's the grip, step, step, hop, 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 and we throw them across. That particular version we call Kin-Kin Uchimata, the hopping Uchimata. But for the kids, if they just remember Uchimata is the inner thigh reap, they'll be good to go. So, that's our 3 techniques for Semester 3, 2014. All right, guys, we are back. Sensei James along with Sensei John, and we're going to cover the pins and escapes you guys need to work on for Semester 3 of 2014, the months of September through December. We have 4 pinning techniques this time. Now, some of these are repeats. If you've been with us for more than a semester or two, you're going to recognize some of these. But as I've been saying in the previous portions of the video, this is a competition semester, so we are working on techniques that will help the kids be successful if they do want to compete in tournaments. First hold down is Kazure Keisagatami. This is the modified scarf hold. In this case, the only modification is the person doing the hold is going to put his right arm underneath my arm and sort of cup the top of my shoulder. So we're going to see that right here. The arm is trapped here underneath his armpit. His other arm goes beneath my armpit and cups the top of my shoulder as he sits in for Keisagatami. So most of the kids will remember the regular Keisagatami they had to know for their yellow stripe. The only difference is in regular Keisagatami, this arm would be behind my neck. For Kazure Keisagatami, it's under my shoulder, okay? His legs are spread wide, his head is down, he's got a real solid tight hold down here. So, escapes are the same as they were for Keisagatami. The kids can do a bridge and roll, or they can do an uphill turn. So for the bridge and roll, remember, I'm going to grab with both hands, either here under his armpit or down by his waist. I want to put my feet close to his body. I'm going to push forward and then over my own shoulder and hopefully right into my own pinning technique. Okay? We can also perform an uphill turn here. And for this particular version of Keisagatami, this is probably a better solution for kids in most cases. So the hand goes to the back of the head, base of the neck, and I'm going to start to push him forward. But I have to get off my back. I need to turn sharply toward my opponent, and this hand, I need to start pulling it loose. So as I push his head down, I'm going to turn and pull my hand free, always getting to my knees, so I have power and base and can sit up to finish my escape. Of course, from here, I would go into a turnover, try to pin him and get some points and win the match. Okay? Our second pinning technique is Munegatami. This is the chest hold. So, my opponent's here beside me. His knees are very close to my body, and they're out very wide, like the base of a pyramid. He lays across my chest. He's going to encircle my arm with both of his arms. Another acceptable version would be this arm behind my neck. This is sometimes called the cross-face version. Either way the kids do it will be fine. what we're generally going to have them practice will be here, both arms hugging this arm. It's a real powerful hold down. He can move really well here and stay on top. Our escape here is going to be the same as it was for last semester's Yoko Shiho Gatami. We're going to do a guard recovery. So I'm going to put my arm under his chin and my hand on his shoulder. My other hand goes to his hip. I'm going to bridge my body up, fall onto my side as I shrimp away, and I want to get my knee under his belly so I can get my legs around his waist. So I fall to my side, shrimp away, get my knee in. Now I can pivot, turn, and recover my full guard. So let's see that from this angle. If he's holding me here in Mune Gatami, arm under the chin and to the shoulder. My other arm goes down so I can put my hand to his hip, bridge up, fall down and make space, get my knee inside, push away, and now I'm back in the guard position. He's no longer pinning me. He's no longer winning the match. Okay? Our next technique is Kami Shiho Gatami, the upper four-corner hold. My opponent lays across my chest. He puts his arms underneath my shoulders, grabs my belt. If the belt is not there or if it's too loose, he could grab my gi. He could grab the top of my gi pants. Whatever he needs to grab, he can grab. His knees should be very close to my body and again spread out very wide. So this time we're going to do what we call a leg swing escape. I'm going to take both of my legs, I'm going to put them together, and I'm going to start to throw them from side to side, swinging them like a pendulum. Now, when I feel that his weight is almost ready to go over, I will also add a big push and twist with my upper body. So maybe I feel this is the time. I've grabbed him real tight, I throw my legs, and I push real hard. The great thing about this escape is we end up in a pin of our own. We have our very own Kami Shiho Gatami upper four-corner hold. Okay. We have one more pin. The last one of this set is Tate Shiho Gatami, the top-locking four-corner hold. My opponent sits on my belt, chest to chest, arm behind my neck, and the other arm here can be underneath my armpit. He might also be able to get my arm here and trap it with his shoulder. Now this will turn into a choke. It makes this pin very, very hard to escape. We want to try, if we're the person on bottom, to not allow our arm to be trapped there if we can help it. Okay? What you can't see here, but you will see in the next angle, is he's also trapping my legs by doing what we call a grapevine. He's controlling my legs so that I don't have a lot of mobility in my legs. Okay? So what I need to do here, this arm is free. I need to get my other arm and shoot it down low so I can get to his hips. Now I'm going to take both of my hands and I'm going to put them on one of his hips here. And then I'm going to bridge up high, and as I fall down onto my side, I'm going to shove his hip down and bring my leg out. Now that leg is free. So I take both hands and I go to the other side. And I push that side of his hip down and I pull this leg up so it's free. So now I'm back in the full guard again. He's no longer winning the match. We're back at a stalemate. We call this climbing into the guard. Let's see how that looks from this angle so you guys can see the attack on his first side here. So I need to get this arm down. I'm going to drive it through, get it underneath his body. Get both of these hands here to one hip. Bridge them up, fall, and push, and pull my leg free. Then both hands are going to switch to the other side. Shrimp, pull my leg free. Now I'm back in guard. So that shrimping action that we sometimes have the kids practice in warm-ups, where we have to push and move our hips and rear end, very, very important for escapes like this. And that's why we have the kids work on those techniques in warm-ups. Those are your pins and escapes for semester 3, 2014. All right, guys, we are here with the last three techniques for this semester. This is semester 3, 2014, September through December. These are three of our miscellaneous mat techniques. In this case, we have one turnover when our opponent is turtled up on their hands and knees, called the gut buster, and we have two guard passes. So let's get right into them. For the first technique, going to have Sensei John turtled up here on all fours. The gut buster is kind of a sneaky technique. It's kind of fun to do also. What I'm going to do is grab the bottom of his gi right here on the same side I am, the one right down by his leg. But I need to grab it with the hand closest to his head. So I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to pull a lot of slack in it, and I'm going to lay it over his back. My other hand, the one closest to his legs, is going to shoot underneath his stomach and take a hold of that gi section. Then I'm going to pull really tight. Now what this does is puts a lot of pressure on his ribs on both sides and also on his stomach. So we call it the gut buster. It's not very comfortable for this guy. So I pull real hard. My front hand then reaches over just like my cross-face turnover I learned from my yellow stripe. Now I'm going to pull hard with both hands and push him over with my chest in one big motion like this. Now, it usually works out really nice. If you notice, his arm here is trapped right there. And I can just go behind his head, and I can just go right into a nice modified munegatami or chest hold. Now, even if this arm comes out, it's okay. We still have our chest hold here or here. So we're right into a pin always. Let's see that one from another angle. So again, I'm going to grab the gi with the hand closest to his head, and I grab it right down beside his leg. And I pull a lot of slack, and I lay it across his back. My other hand shoots through, and I hand it off. Then I put some pressure on him. I'm going to really wrench this in. Reach across for the cross face, grab the lower elbow, pull and push right into a strong chest hold pin here for the win. Okay, that was the gut buster. Next, we have two guard passes. So these are cases where we are stuck in our partner or opponent's full guard. Now these work really great if our opponent has not wrapped his legs all the way around us. If he has managed to lock us in tight, we're going to need to scoot back. We'll need to use a little separation technique here and make some space. The first one is called the stacks guard pass. Both of my hands are going to drop through his legs here, and then they're going to come around, and I'm going to be hugging right across the tops of his thighs. Now, when I hug those, I want to pull his thighs and his lower body to me, and I'm also going to scoot my thighs underneath him. If I can, I want to try to get his rear end and his hips off the mat and up onto my thighs. So he has less contact with the mat. There's less control he has. So the arms go through, and as I grab, I'm going to pull him to me, and my thighs are underneath his rear end. Now I'm going to kick my legs back, and I'm going to stack him up. I'm going to push his knees up toward his shoulders like this. And my legs are way back so he can't grab them. Now I'm going to start to turn, and let his legs fall out of the way. And I'll go right into munegatami. Let's see that from a different angle. It's really important that the kids get their legs way back. So we're here, arms go through, grab the thighs, load him up, and now stack him up real tall. Turn, let the legs fall away, and we go right into munegatami, the chest hold. All right, one more technique. This one sort of starts out like our previous one, the stacks. We call this stack and flip. So this time, when my arms shoot through, instead of grabbing across his thighs, I'm actually going to grab his belt really low underneath both hips. So my arms go through, I grab the belt down by the mat. Now I'm going to pull him to me like before, bring one leg up, lift him up, flip him right over. Now if I do this in a judo match, I immediately need to go into a turnover like Maybe the cross-face turnover that I learned from my yellow stripe. Maybe the gut buster that we just did. Maybe a half Nelson. Any of the turnovers that I know would be fine. Let's see that one more time. Shoot through, grab the belt, lift him up. Now at this point, I'm going to put up one leg. Whichever leg I lift, that's the side I'm going to flip him to. So I'm not trying to take him straight over his head. I'm going to take him over his shoulder. He's going to roll over a lot easier that way, and there's less chance of me hurting his neck. All right, so those are your miscellaneous mat work techniques for this semester. That concludes everything. Be sure you guys are studying, working hard, and we'll see you guys on the mat.